So we're very excited to have this team manager, Danielle Rambur, on today. And let me tell you, to corral her and get her to share her story, because she is so busy out there transforming lives that, you know, to get her and have this time with her is precious. So I want to just introduce her and really let her tell her story. But it's hard to use words to describe Danielle, because you just need to meet her and be around her. The first thing I remember when I first met her is I just immediately loved her. She's got incredible passion. She's got positive energy. She's got this enthusiasm, and it's so contagious. And really, she embodies the very spirit of Peter Gleim and BEMER. And Danielle's story, you know, she's overcome a lot of personal challenges in her personal life, her health, and that, to me, is creating her mission, what I call, she is a warrior of wellness. She is out there all the time on a mission, and as a result, she's become BEMER's top personal salesperson. But really, she doesn't look at it in terms of sales, guys. She looks at it in terms of going out and sharing hope and creating transformations with BEMER. So it is my pleasure to bring on brand new team manager, Danielle Rambur. So Danielle, welcome to our call and good morning.
Good morning, ladies, and thank you, Claudia, for that introduction. You all inspire me. Debbie, Mandy, Claudia, and I know Barbie's not on, but I look up to all of you, and I thank you for hosting Blog Talk. It's just been a blessing, and you inspire me. So would you like me to start with my story, or?
Yes, Danielle, I'd love you to start with your story, because I think people really need to understand, you know, where you were at and when BEMER came into your life and what this journey has been like for you, because I know it's been very life-changing. So you go ahead and share your beautiful story, please.
Thank you. Well, I'm actually calling from Seattle because I'm at the Empower Your Life event here in Seattle, and I will be speaking tomorrow. So I'll share my story and how BEMER has empowered my life in so many ways. So in 2014, I was diagnosed with a severe immune disorder, and that was a genetic predisposition, and there's 4 girls in my family, and all 4 of us have it. I underwent 7 surgeries in a 15-month period and 8 rounds of dose-dense chemotherapy. I lived in Denver at altitude, so I was living at 8,000 feet, and everything kept failing. My surgeries were failing. The chemo was putting me in the hospital time after time. I was fighting to survive, but my personal life was taking a tank at the same time. So my 16-year-old son turned to drugs. My fiance of 7 years turned to other women. So from a standpoint of being a woman, and, you know, I cowboyed up. I did what I had to do. I listened to the doctors. I just went. But everything was crumbling around me, and I was broken. I was very, very broken, and I was wondering why I was even fighting to survive. I was literally at a point where I was begging God to take me. Fast forward a year, Easter Sunday, I was invited to a new church, a church service in Denver called Red Rocks, and I went 100 pounds, soaking wet, bald, and desperate. And the message that day was, God's silence is not an indicator of his absence. Hold on, God's got a plan for you. You just can't see it yet. And I realized at that point that every bit of pain that I was going through with my health, with my personal life, everything I could take and I could turn it around into helping people. And helping people's always been in my heart. So I'm one of those people who've worked any job you can imagine, and I just would switch every 2 years because it didn't feed my heart. So I knew at that point that there was a plan for me, and I was determined to find it. Well, I was still sick. I didn't know about BEMER at that time. I left the relationship, and I literally started over with nothing but my car. At the age of 40, I moved home, but I knew something was out there. So I went looking for help, emotional and I went to Sedona, Arizona, and a doctor there introduced me to the BEMER, and I am forever grateful because part of my passion, my purpose, was to find my purpose and to turn that pain into my purpose. And when she introduced me to the BEMER, I had absolutely no objections to it. $6,000 was nothing to me. My deductible was $7,500, and I had used that for the last 3 years. And I purchased it. Well, part of my story is I had 4 reconstructive surgeries to my chest, and I was in so much discomfort that I was going to remove my breasts after all of that. And that was a really hard decision because I was single again. I felt like everything that made me a woman had been taken from me, and I fought so hard to reconstruct, but I had no quality of life. So I was at the point where I was going to remove my breasts again, but I got the BEMER, and I wrapped that bee pad around my chest, and literally, you guys, within 4 days, my discomfort was gone. And I knew I had something. I started sleeping through the night, which I hadn't done that in years. And within 5 months, I was off all pharmaceutical grade drugs. So I really realized I had something here, but I made a mistake by going to my family first. So I purchased my BEMER in November of 2016, and of course, you go to the people you love the most to share this gift with, and they looked down on it. They made me feel like I was crazy. This was stupid, and so I kind of got, stuffed back down a little bit. Okay, maybe not, but I knew that this is what God was calling me to. I knew that this was it. And so for about 6 months, I honestly did not sell a BEMER for 6 months. And that was some personal transformation that had to occur. And I feel that happens with BEMER quite often. All our traumas are held at a cellular level, and I released a lot of trauma, and I've come into who I am. And the big thing with me, with BEMER, is the family. I certainly got my health back, my physical health, my emotional health, my mental health. I was given my purpose, but I still didn't have the greatest family unit. And what I've found with BEMER is a community of people, and you'll be interviewing Leslie and Lisa shortly, but they have made me believe in myself. I have transformed myself into this unstoppable powerhouse, and I have changed a lot of lives. When I won that heart award from Peter Gleim, you could not pay me $50,000 for that heart. It's very humbling to me. I can't say enough about what BEMER's done for me in my life. And when you're in the darkness like I was, and you're pulled into the light, I truly, honestly, 100% my heart believe you are obligated to go back into the darkness and to pull other people out. And BEMER has given me the tool to do that and to provide hope. And I literally, how I work my business, I have sacrificed. For 2 years, I've been on the road nonstop because I see results day after day. When you get a text from someone that says, I'm not on oxygen anymore. I don't think you knew, Danielle, but my family came to say goodbye to me, and they see me, and I'm okay. We're obligated, and that's why I'm out there. That's why I don't stop. That's why I travel so much. I have a team of 90 people now, and we're all sharing this gift, and I'm just so thankful and grateful for BEMER in my life. And I just think there's so much opportunity with this company, and I plan on making it my career forever.
Danielle, I don't even want to even interrupt to ask a couple of things, but you touched on something about this thing that you do where, you know that people are just sitting there and they're praying and they're waiting for a solution, and this is part of your driver because you were in that position and you didn't think you were going to make it. So I want people who are listening to understand that you have, were a group leader and you reached team manager, but what I feel is those weren't really the goals to you, these titles. You are so humble. I mean, people who are listening, Danielle is the top personal sales person in BEMER, but when you talk about it, it isn't about these sales. It's about transformations. So can you talk a little bit about how you got to this team manager level with your team, because you have an incredible team, and some of those things that you inspire, because you're out there doing it, you're not in management mode, and you're not really driven. The money is just an aspect of it, and the ranking is just an aspect of it. You're really doing it for other reasons. So if you could just expound a little bit more on those few points before we go into your vision going forward.
Certainly. I have an amazing team. I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't have them out there sharing this gift. And in order to get to where I am as team manager, I do events with my team. I go and I get them. Leslie and Lisa came to me and got me outside of my comfort zone, and they made me grow. And so I've had amazing leadership, so now I know how to provide that. So in order to get to team manager, I literally go travel and do events with my team. I get them comfortable doing their own events so then they can move on without me. So I've put a lot into it the last 2 years. It's been nonstop, but now I'm at a point where I can maybe take a little more time off and enjoy it. Yeah.
No, I think that's great, Danielle, because that's something that it's important for all the brand new leaders to hear, is that when you're managers, it's really important that they reach out and know who their group leaders, their TMs, their OMs, their ODs, and find that person that you resonate with, because we are all invested in helping people. We want to make it so that you are self-sufficient, so that you can just run the way Danielle's running. And exactly, because I know firsthand what it takes to reach team manager under this part of the compensation plan, and it is quite a grind. So you absolutely deserve to, catch your breath and take some time off. Though knowing you, Miss Warrior of Wellness, I don't see you sitting back in your zero gravity chair. So looking ahead and closing, you shared something with me when we were talking about some of your visions looking forward, your goals to be able to give back to the community. So just talk about your next steps and what is moving your heart as you go forward on this life-changing journey with BEMER.
What's moving my heart is Peter's heart, meeting him and being in his presence. And every time I hear him speak, I feel that's my heart. So the mission of a BEMER in every home and building a team of like-minded people is my goal. But in the long run, my goal is to be able to give away a BEMER every month. So whether that be abuse centers, addiction centers, VA centers, autism centers, I want to be able to give back. And so monetarily, I have to keep going in order to do that, and the team manager position definitely puts you up a notch. So I'm excited, and I will do that. I've given away one. I'm working on giving away another one currently, and it's been a blessing.
Well, Danielle, I am so proud of you, as I know everybody who's listening is, and I just look forward to us being together in Austin at the managers meeting and giving you a big hug. But I just want everybody who is listening to this call to really understand what she's saying about the heart of Peter, because those of us that have been in the room with Peter Gleim, his heart is so tremendous. That's why he talks about transformations, not transactions. And so Danielle is out there with her team of warriors, and she is making that huge difference on the ground, and we are going to carry that vision forward. And you are inspiring to all of us on the call. So, Danielle, I send you lots of love, and I thank you so much for taking the time to be on with us today.